हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू दिल्ली फूड वॉक्स एंड डीएफडब्ल्यू एक्सप्लोर। आप सभी का डीएफडब्ल्यू फूड एंड ट्रैवल टॉक्स के एक नए एपिसोड में स्वागत है। और आज के स्पेशल एपिसोड में हमारे साथ जुड़ने वाले हैं इंडियन स्पिरिट इंडस्ट्री के काफ़ी खास जाने माने चेहरे। तो आज आप लोगों को बता देता हूँ कि आज का डिस्कशन होगा इंडियन क्राफ्ट स्पिरिट्स का। और हमने इसके लिए 4 स्पेशल गेस्ट को अपने साथ इनवाइट किया है, जो कि हैं मिस्टर विक्रम अचंता। ही इज द फाउंडर and CEO of Telio. Telio is a firm which provides beverage education, consultancy and training. उसके बाद मिस्टर अचंता सारे इंडियन स्पिरिट्स इंडस्ट्री से जो जुड़े हुए जाने माने चेहरे हैं उनके साथ एक मॉडरेटेड सेशन होस्ट करेंगे। और उनमें हमारे साथ रहेंगे मिस वर्ना भट्ट। शी इज द फाउंडर एंड CEO ऑफ ब्लिस वाटर इंडस्ट्रीज। मिस्टर अंश खन्ना, he is the founder of Peak Spirits Industry, and Miss Kasturi Banerjee, she is the founder of Stand Stilling Industries. So now I'm adding Mr. Vikram Achanta, and he'll tell you more about himself and आज के सेशन के बारे में। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ।
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for introduction, and good evening to everybody who's tuned in. नमस्कार सब लोगों को। लक्ष्मण, सोमू, जो बाकी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं आज। Also, warm welcome to all the panelists who are joining us for today's session. And जैसे कि रोहन ने बोला, मैं पिछले 21 सालों से एक कंपनी चला रहा हूँ जिसका नाम टलियो है, और हम ड्रिंक्स ट्रेनिंग और कंसल्टिंग फर्म है। एंड आई थिंक पिछले 21 सालों या मेरे एंटायर लाइफ टाइम में जो अभी ह्यूमैनिटेरियन क्राइसिस गुजर रहा है, आई हैव नेवर सीन समथिंग as bad as this happen. And also linked to this is जो लोगों की आर्थिक स्थिति बिगड़ी हुई है, खास करके इन द इंडियन हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री, इन बार्स, पब्स, रेस्टोरेंट्स एंड होटल्स, एंड ऑल्सो इन द वेरी नेसेंट जो इंडिया का क्राफ्ट स्पिरिट्स इंडस्ट्री is really a massive shock to the system. पिछले 3 सालों में कई सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स जो अनकन्वेंशनल बैकग्राउंड से अभी आए हैं, अपने ब्रांड्स को खड़े किए हैं, और कई सारे ब्रांड सक्सेसफुल भी हुए हैं आप लोगों की मदद से। सम ऑफ दीज ब्रांड्स इंक्लूड ग्रेटर दैन जिन और स्ट्रेंजर एंड सन्स, वो भी जिन ब्रांड है। और उसके पहले हमने देखा है पॉल जॉन विस्की और अमृत विस्की खासकर जो सक्सेसफुल हुए हैं। ये काफ़ी सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर जो हैं वो गोवा बेस्ड भी है, और उनके ब्रांड्स पहले गोवा में भी लॉन्च कर चुके हैं। एंड जो आप लोगों से सपोर्ट मिला है इन ब्रांड्स के लिए, ये बहुत बड़ा कारण है इन ब्रांड्स के सक्सेस के लिए है। और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि ऐसे और भी ब्रांड लॉन्च हो इंडियन मार्केट में, और अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स भी आए जो आपके बाजार में वैरायटी ले आए, तो इन ब्रांड्स को आपकी सपोर्ट की खास ज़रूरत है। आई एम श्योर कि आप ऑल्सो थोड़े से क्यूरियस होंगे कि इन ब्रांड्स के पीछे जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है उनकी क्या कहानी रह चुकी है, किस तरह का वो सफ़र वो अभी तक गुजार चुके हैं, और थोड़ा बहुत उनके प्रोडक्ट के बारे में भी। तो आजकल मेरे साथ 3 ऐसे एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं जो अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से आए हैं, और जिनके अलग अलग प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इन डिफरेंट स्पिरिट कैटेगरीज, वोडका, विस्की और रम। First up is an entrepreneur whose name is Varna Bhatt, and Varna has launched a brand of vodka called Rahasya Vodka. Varna, welcome to hi Varna, welcome to the show, and welcome to this special episode of Delhi Food Walks. Perhaps we could start, maybe शुरू कर सकते हैं a little bit about your own background और आपका जो सफर रह चुका है, and a little bit about रहस्या वोडका in terms of product, किस तरह का फ्लेवर प्रोफाइल है, कहाँ अवेलेबल है और क्या प्राइसिंग है।
So Rahasya is something that we call first ever Indian infused craft spirit in the vodka segment. This comes from a company called Bliss Water Industries, which is our flagship, our organization, and Rahasya is our flagship product. What we've done here is create something entirely different, something never seen before, which is not just great at as a drink, but also as a concept. And we wanted to reach to all our audiences with something as precious as Rahasya. That's where we come back. We've just recently launched it in Goa, and it's available in a 750 ml variant right now. It comes under the infused craft spirit segment.
Okay. And a little bit about your own journey, Varna. How did you get to this point of launching a vodka brand or a drinks brand?
So this is this is my first ever D2C product. All this while I've been a business person in the B2B segment. My family has a few factories in manufacturing, and I personally, for me, the first entrepreneurial stint was a company called Rapid Stall, which does a lot of eco-friendly branding solutions. It allowed me to work with a lot of brands across the board, liquor brands being some of them, and learn from them closely as to how marketing a particular product works, learning from the best over there. And after that is when the idea of Bliss Water came about, the idea of Rahasya came about, and we started this journey.
Okay, thank you, Varna. And पिछले सालों में हमने देखा है, we've seen a lot of craft beer brands emerge into the Indian market, and also a lot of gin brands in particular. I think there are currently maybe around at least 10 gin brands which have launched in India. So how do you see vodka capture the imagination for the consumer in the current scenario?
First of all, it's amazing to see some of the gin brands in the market. They're really, really great. But yeah, with regards to vodka as a market, what you have to understand is it is the largest consumed spirit across the globe, and in India, the second largest consumed spirit. So there is a mind space. It was very ripe for innovation, and we wanted to be the front runners in this particular segment. There is a huge consumer mind space, a huge space in the market for a product like ours, and we fitted that very beautifully with our product.
Okay. And Varna, although it's probably been still a short journey for you in the drinks industry, but still, is there any one word of advice that you'd like to give to people who want to enter this space of, say, drinks entrepreneurship?
I do believe that what's in the product is extremely important. So work on, making your product really good, because that is what will take you a long way. If the product's good, everything else, can be worked on. Very, very important to go after a journey of this particular sector if you have a great product.
Right. Thanks, Varna. And what is the secret? Your name of the vodka is Rahasya, right? Which implies mysteries or secrets. Yes. So how do you propose to, say, market this brand, keeping in mind the brand name?
I would like to take you to a little backstory as to how Rahasya happened. We were clear that we wanted to create a signature product for India, something that will imbibe the essence of India overall. And when this product, when we created this product and we went into a lot of blind tasting with a lot of audience, everyone was very curious about what is in it. What was in itself was a very mysterious, secretive sauce, and we wanted an Indian name. So Rahasya just said it. It said everything about what we wanted to do with the product. Right. To add to it, we realized that India as a country, we're so diverse, we're so unique. But at the same time, one of the most underlying factor that sort of joins us together is the culture, the mysticism, the culinary heritage. And we wanted to bring that out with this drink. So like I said, Rahasya sort of helped us cover the whole thing. So keeping this in mind, we've made sure that in terms of our branding and our promotions, we take along the secret mystery route. We have an event, for example, where we get people to experience Rahasya in the best possible manner. We call it, because it's happened in Goa, we call it Secrets of Goa, where we do a lot of mix of culinary products with and pair it with the Rahasya cocktail. Okay. We tell them stories of the secrets of Goa. We tell them stories that are very hidden in the mysteries of the place, and actually bring that story on the plate and in your glass with Rahasya and get people to experience it. So that's one of the ways that we promote the brand. Of course, we love also the fact that we like going after people's secrets that they would like to share. We encourage people to tell us the fun part of it, the celebratory secrets that every one of us have.
Sounds dangerous sometimes, I guess. And I understand you're also planning to export the brand in the near future.
Yes.
Would you position the brand differently when you export it in the marketplace?
For us, Rahasya was always a global product with a very strong Indian soft power being attached to it. And that story is something that we take it through in India or outside, it doesn't matter. Once we launched in India, we started seeing a lot of organic growth in how people started liking us, and we started seeing a lot of traction in outside of India markets as well, especially Goa being a place where people are able to experience it and are more they're able to take this information outside of the state, and that helped us a lot because they liked it, they talked about it, and we're seeing increased traction from countries of outside of India to introduce our product to them and show to them what Indian craft spirits can be like.
Thanks, thank you, Varna. And one final question for you. How do you like to consume Rahasya yourself? And if you could give one or two simple recommendations for our viewers to consume it, what would you say?
My favorite is always Rahasya on the Rocks. It's my go-to. I love it straight up. Of course, and that's something we tell people a lot, that only if you have it neat with on the rocks and chilled, you'll really experience the best side of it.
Right.
Well, at the same time, consumers have their own way of experiencing it and identifying with it. In Goa, for example, people love it with tender coconut water, something we never thought of. But it became so popular amongst people that it's actually something people say, oh, have you had Rahasya and have you tried it with tender coconut water? So it's become something that actually people talk about. So, and we've, of course, tried all the, classic cocktails. We try to give it a Rahasya twist. That, of course, is a big sell in most of the bars wherever we introduce the product.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Varna. Thank you so much for joining us today evening. And we'll see you at the end of the show in case any questions which people have for you about you and your brand. And stay safe out there, and hope you sell thousands of cases. Thanks. See you. Bye. I guess we can get the next. Our next panelist is Ansh Khanna, and Ansh Khanna is the founder of Speak Spirits India, which has launched a brand of single malt whiskey called Kamat. Yeah, Kamat is the name of a mountain in the Himalayas, and we will have Ansh join us very shortly. Ansh, interestingly, also has another company which has launched a brand of gin called Ginjiji. Ansh, welcome to this Delhi Folk Food Walks episode. Great to have you on board. Yeah. Ansh, हम शुरू कर सकते हैं. If you can tell us a little bit आपके खुद की कहानी के बारे में, आपके सफर के बारे में, आप इस पॉइंट तक कैसे आए ड्रिंक्स इंडस्ट्री में, और उसके बाद में थोड़े से कामट विस्की के बारे में आप बता सकते हैं तो
मेरी ड्रिंक्स इंडस्ट्री की शुरुआत वाइन इंडस्ट्री में हुई थी कैलिफोर्निया में. मैं एक सैंटा रीटा हिल्स नाम के रीजन में काम करता था, which is little bit north of Santa Barbara in Los Angeles, and I was part of the technical winemaking team over there, making wine, really plucking the grapes and really understanding, how alcohol is made in terms of fermentation and, yeast and all of that. So, that was my technical starting in the beverage business. Then I moved to Chicago after that to work for a company that marketed wine and spirits over there, really to get an insight of, what is happening around the world. And, soon after I moved back to India and, of course, started working on Kamat, single malt whiskey, which was my first project in the spirits industry, which I founded myself. And funnily enough, we have a gin also, but given how long the whiskey making procedure is, along with, the maturation of the malt and the selection and the finishing, this product, only launched this year, couple of months.
तो ये कामट सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्की है. थोड़ा सा बता सकते हैं कामट के बारे में, जो विस्की के बारे में बता सकते हैं, और इनका जो ब्रांड नेम का बैकग्राउंड क्या है?
हाँ जी. तो कामत नाम लिया गया है इंडिया के 3rd हाईएस्ट माउंटेन से, जो माउंट कामत है. हमारे एक पार्टनर हैं जो माउंटेन क्लाइंबिंग के बारे में बहुत पैशनेट हैं, तो उनको माउंट कामित से काफ़ी इंस्पिरेशन मिला अपने लाइफ जर्नी में, तो हमने नाम माउंट कामित दिया। कामित विस्की is made with 6-row barley, primarily जो foothills of the Himalayas में cultivate होता है, और ये काफ़ी अलग strain है barley का, very different from what is grown in Scotland, and this gives Kamit a unique flavor profile and complexity. और इसमें इसका जो लोगो है आप देख सकते हैं, इसमें एक पैरेट है, तो जहाँ कामित डिस्टिल होता है, तो उस एरिया में जो आसपास के विलेजेस हैं उसमें पैरेट को फॉर्चून टेलर माना जाता है। जब मेले होते हैं तो उसमें पैरेट कैरेट कार्ड उठाता है और वो भविष्य बताता है, तो उसकी वजह से हमने अपना
तो आपका भविष्य क्या है, पैरेट ने बताया अभी तक?
अभी तक तो नहीं बताया, पर
अच्छा, ठीक है। अभी कहानी जारी है। और ये अभी कहाँ अवेलेबल है अंश, कामित, और क्या प्राइसिंग है इसकी?
तो कामित अभी गोवा में अवेलेबल है। गोवा में हमने एक स्पेशल इंट्रो प्राइस किया है 2700 until the end of this month, or thereafter it will be for 3000, and it is also available in Gurgaon for 2800 again as an intro price, and in the next few weeks it will be available in Maharashtra as well as some export markets like UK, US, India.
ठीक है। और अंश, आपने सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्की चुना है एज योर फर्स्ट एंट्री इन द विस्की मार्केट, और जैसे लोग जानते हैं इंडिया इज द लार्जेस्ट विस्की मार्केट इन द वर्ल्ड, तो ज़्यादातर विस्की जो है वो लोअर एंड के हैं, तो आपने सबसे टॉप एंड का विस्की सेगमेंट क्यों चुना अपने पहले प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करने के लिए?
तो मैं इस बिजनेस में पैशन की वजह से हूँ, टू मेक समथिंग वेरी स्पेशल जो मेरे हार्ट से बने, और in the whiskey segment जो सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग बोथ ऑन द नोज एंड पैलेट विस्की होती है वो सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्की होती है, तो हमने सोचा हम ऐसा कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाएं जो हम अपने देश में बनाएं, उसको बनाते हुए हम प्राउड हों, और पूरे दुनिया में जब भी हम एक्सपोर्ट करें तो इंडिया, it should be a proud moment for India, so we wanted to only make a product of the highest quality.
Okay. एंड आपके पहले और भी सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्कीज लॉन्च हुए इंडिया में, पहले अमृत लॉन्च हुआ था, फिर पॉल जॉन लॉन्च हुआ, उसके बाद रामपुर लॉन्च हुआ, और फाइनली अब कामित की बारी आई है। तो आपको कुछ लगता है कि जो इंडियन सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्कीज का कुछ अलग टेस्ट प्रोफाइल है जो बाकी सिंगल मॉल्ट विस्कीज और कंट्रीज में बनती है, जैसे स्कॉटलैंड में है या जापान में है या ताइवान में, इंग्लैंड में, या किसी और कंट्री के टेस्ट प्रोफाइल के मॉल्ट विस्की से जुड़ती है ये?
तो जो बेसिक फ्लेवर प्रोफाइल है इंडियन सिंगल मॉल्ट का वो थोड़ा अलग है और सब कंट्री से, क्योंकि इंडिया इज द ओनली कंट्री जहाँ 6-row बार्ली को वाइडली कल्टिवेट करते हैं फॉर विस्की प्रोडक्शन। तो जो हमारा स्पिरिट आता है इंडिया में वो थोड़ा यूनिक होता है, और उसके थोड़े अलग अलग फ्लेवर्स होते हैं कंपेयर टू द स्कॉच स्पिरिट। बट एक और फैक्टर है जो ऑलमोस्ट मोस्ट पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया में कॉमन है, वो हीट है। So due to the hotter climate, the evaporation is much higher. So these are the two main factors that differentiate. Now अगर कोई whiskey drinker किसी भी country से आए, उसको कोई point of reference अगर मांगे तो स्कॉटलैंड में जो हाईलैंड रीजन है उससे काफ़ी similar flavor profile है, at least for कामित। And Taiwan is also a good correlation, क्योंकि वहाँ की भी जो spirit है वो Swedish होती है, and वहाँ का भी क्लाइमेट हमारे जैसे वार्म है। तो अगर कोई भी दो पैरेलल्स हम ड्रॉ करें तो पहला होगा हाईलैंड और दूसरा होगा ताइवान।
थैंक यू अंश। और अंश, आपकी भी सफर पहले आप काफी सालों से वाइन स्पिरिट्स इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे हैं, और इसके पहले आपने जिन ब्रांड भी लॉन्च किया है, तो आपका क्या सलाह होगा अगर कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहता हो ड्रिंक्स इंडस्ट्री में? आपका एक प्राइमरी एडवाइस या क्या लर्निंग होगा?
तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट इस बिजनेस में एक ही चीज़ है, पैशन। तो अगर आप इस बिजनेस में जा रहे हैं तो the full heart should be here, to create a product that inspires not only yourself but also the drinkers. And the second thing is continuous improvement. we've of course made a product which we think is good. People have liked it, but that is not it. Each time we produce, we should have an endeavor of continuous improvement. I think that is the key to survival of this business.
Thank you. अंश, क्योंकि हम दिल्ली फूड वॉक्स के फोरम में हैं, आप कुछ फूड आइटम रेकमेंड करेंगे लोगों को खाने के लिए कामत के साथ, जब कामत पी रहे हो तो?
हाँ जी, एब्सोल्युटली. अब हम दिल्ली में हैं एंड इंडिया में हैं, तो और प्राउडली इंडियन प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली मैं भी बहुत बड़ा फूडी हूँ, तो मैंने ऑलमोस्ट हर डिश फ्रॉम एवरी क्यूजीन के साथ कामित की पेयरिंग की है. कामित में जो स्लाइटली स्वीटिश अरोमाज हैं, जो हमारे चेरी और वाइन कास्ट जो हम यूज करते हैं इसके मैच्योरिंग में, उससे आते हैं. उसके साथ कबाब्स बहुत अच्छे जाते हैं. तो इनफैक्ट वन ऑफ द लॉन्च पार्टीज जो मैं करना चाहता था दिल्ली में विद कामित वाज कामित एंड कबाब्स. ऑब्वियसली करंट सिचुएशन से हो नहीं पाई, पर मैं रेकमेंड करूंगा सभी को कि कामित को कबाब्स के साथ जरूर खाएं.
हमारे एक जो गेस्ट है पैनल पे कह रहे हैं बटर चिकन का क्या एडवाइस होगा आपका? चलेगा कामत के साथ?
वंडरफुली.
ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. आयुष विल बी हैप्पी व्हेन ही बाइज हिज बॉटल ऑफ कामत. और आपका आखिरी सवाल अंश, आपका एडवाइस क्या होगा फॉर अ फर्स्ट टाइम सिंगल मॉल्ट ड्रिंकर जो कामत का बॉटल उठा रहा हो फ्रॉम अ शेल्फ?
तो
कैसे पिए वो कामत को?
तो सबसे पहले तो जब बॉटल खोले वो जरूर नोज करें, क्योंकि सिंगल मॉल्ट में इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी होती है कि जितना टेस्ट बताता है उतना नोज बताता है. तो सबसे पहले एक बार नोज कर लें और इसके जो यूनिक फ्लेवर प्रोफाइल है उसको समझें. हर आदमी को अपने नोट्स आते हैं, देयर इज नो सेट टेस्टिंग नोट व्हाटएवर कम्स. एंड पर जब पीने जाए तो इट्स अ पर्सनल चॉइस. मैं हमेशा नीट पीऊंगा, but for a first time single malt lover, I would say with water would be ideal. Nevertheless, ये on the rocks भी बहुत अच्छा शो करता है, and also with soda as some people.
ठीक है. Thank you Ansh, thank you so much for joining us today, and wish you all the success for your brand in the domestic and international markets, and please stay safe wherever you are. Thank you a lot, and see you at the end of the session again when you join all the other panelists. Thanks, Ansh. A big hand for Ansh. Thank you. Thanks. Our next guest is Kasturi Banerjee, the founder of Still Distilling, which has launched a brand of rum called Makazai, and joining us with Hi Kasturi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Are you in Goa at the moment?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, that's great to know. And Kasturi, if we can start first by just talking about your own journey, how you've got to this particular point, and then about Makazai.
Sure. Can you see my bottles?
Yes, we can see the bottles. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Very proud of the design.
Yeah, and so you should be. Yeah.
I've been a banker all my life, Vikram. I've been with an MNC for 16 years. Then I quit, and I always liked alcohol, not just the drinking, but just anything to do with alcohol. It could be drinking, pairing with food, making cocktails, just sharing overall. That kind of led me to visit more pubs and bars, and if you live in Bombay, I think you do that the most too. Right. And that kind of intrigues you to know what is happening behind the bar. And so after my long career with the bank, I quit, and I did a bartending course.
Okay.
And one thing leads to the other, and so then bartending happened, and I worked very shortly as an intern at a bar in Bombay called Coco. Then eventually, you try and find out what's happening. Is it something that you're missing, or is there everything available? And then I kind of figured out that maybe there's an opportunity for a good rum that people are waiting for.
Okay, great. And the name of the product, where does that come from? I mean, Makazai, what does Makazai mean, or?
Sure. So Makazai means I want in Konkani, and what we really wanted to make is India's new favorite rum. We made two variants of it. One is a white rum, which is also called the Bartender's Edition, which is this one. And then we have a gold rum, which is called the Tribute Edition. The white rum in Goa sells for $1,000 and the gold sells for $1,300. The products that we use in our liquids are all from India. So the liquid, the bottle, every part of the bottle is made in India. So it's almost kind of shouting out loud, go local.
Right. And Kasturi, there have been a lot of myths and misconceptions about rum. And earlier, gin also had a lot of myths and people had rumors about gin. And typically there have been a fair amount of misconceptions about rum also, I think. One of them being that rum is a winter drink. Usko sirf winter mein peete hain. What's your opinion about this? What would be your reaction to this? Should we wait for the winter only to drink rum?
I'm born and brought up in India. I have started drinking alcohol from India. And like anybody else, I think whoever is listening, I think most of us have started our journeys of drinking with rum and coke. And the rum we all know all our lives is Old Monk.
Right.
So we love the taste, we've grown up with it. I think also the rums that we've kind of found in India till now has kind of been on the same palate, which is sweeter, which is a characteristic of a dark rum. Right. And that's, we didn't want to, we didn't want to go there at all because Old Monk has its own place. Right. So that's why we have a variant which is a gold rum, which has an aged liquid in it. We aged the cane spirit in for 2.5 years in a oak cask.
Okay.
That's one part. So that's the gold rum. It has a matured spirit in it.
Okay.
The white is more with a herbaceous, grassy, very soft on your palate kind of a drink. Mostly preferred, I would say, have it neat. But if you don't want to, try it with ginger ale. I'm having one now.
Nice.
Some ginger ale and some slices of ginger work very, very well. Summer, really, really hot in Goa. I'm having white rum with ginger ale. Trying to break myths, I guess.
Right. And so it's not a winter drink, you'd say. It's more of a summer drink, definitely for you at least.
Yeah.
Okay. And nowadays there's a lot of craft spirits का जो revolution है इंडिया में काफी चल रहा है. What do you think people mean, or what should people understand by a craft spirit? Now, how would you define a craft spirit?
Okay. Well, I think today, all of us that you spoke to, I think we are all pursuing a similar kind of a passion, trying to bring craft spirit to people. So for me, craft spirit is a spirit which is homegrown, which is pretty much transparent about what they're doing in terms of starting from ingredients to their batch size to their future plans. It works like it's a startup. Like we all kind of form a part of a startup culture, and so as any other startup, transparency, agility, all that kind of helps to make a craft spirit. Also, if you see how the trend of alcohol has kind of evolved, we had whiskeys, rums, brandies, even vodka in that matter, with with names. I don't want to name anything, but very, very heavy, very hard-hitting names sometimes, which kind of doesn't work. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I think today's audience is more discerning. They want to know what's happening behind the product, behind the label, more than the liquid. I mean, so there's one part which is the label. The second part is liquid, and the third part is they really want to know what's happening behind the brand, who's making it, when they're making it. it all kind of forms a part of a holistic living. I think from that perspective, craft comes in, where we're trying to make small batches, control quality, also try and go to go to markets which we can handle as small businesses.
Right.
Like slow and steady. I think that all kind of forms craft. It should not only be in the making, but also how you kind of distribute. I think that also kind of forms a part of craft.
Okay. To everybody who's been asking us questions, please hang on to this particular discussion. We'll be back with you at the end of the discussion to answer all your questions. And Kasturi, in your own journey as an entrepreneur, as a drinks entrepreneur, what's the one piece of advice that you'd like to leave behind for anybody else who wants to join this industry or learning?
You mean to say this industry or being an entrepreneur?
The drinks industry. So being a drinks entrepreneur.
Honestly, it is not different than any industry. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. It can be any industry. The same, you have to work as hard. You have to do everything as any other entrepreneurs do. So I don't think that really makes any difference to me.
Okay. And your product is currently only available in Goa, right, at the moment? And I'm sure you probably had consumers from other parts of the country who want to try and get your product or get access to your product. Any one anecdote that you'd like to share with us about a consumer like this who's reached out to you and has wanted to know why they haven't got your product yet?
Yes, I have a couple of such stories. So we're a fairly new company. Our Insta page is about 65 days old, markazai.rum, and we really work hard towards that page, trying to kind of tell our story also in the page, because with the turtle, with the Markazai name, there are a lot of things that we have to say.
Right.
So one of the followers has written, it's still there on one of the on one of the pictures, saying that I and my friends are unfollowing you is because you don't care about us and Markazai is not available in our city.
What city was that?
I just made a very sad face there. I didn't want to know because I really can't do much about it, even if he tells me the city.
Okay. And thanks, Kasturi. And I do hope that you'll be available in this person's city very soon. Couple of last questions for you. One is that, again, considering that we're on the Delhi Food Walks panel discussion, how would you recommend that somebody, any food item that you'd recommend somebody pair your rum with?
Since we have two rums, Vikram, it kind of, with the rum itself, the taste of the rum, so both the rums are 42.8% alcohol, but my whole thought behind making these two liquids was, when you drink it, you should not feel the harshness in your throat. So from that point of view, I think when you want to just sip your drink, you can either have it as an aperitif, which can have, all your starters, any kind of starter in that matter, and as a digestive, which I kind of really like. The gold rum really worked as a sipping rum with a nice dessert, caramel pudding, some creme brulee, brownies. It really works well.
You're making me hungry. I'm thirsty. Yeah. So you already know how you like to enjoy your white rum with some ginger ale. How you like to enjoy your gold rum?
It's a sipping rum, and I just like to sip it without anything.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kasturi. I think that's it. A big thank you to you and to all the panelists we've had today evening, and wish you all the success for your brand in whichever market it launches. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. We'll get the rest of the panelists now in to answer any questions that we have.
Sure.
Hi Varna, hi Ansh. Welcome back to the discussion. And just a quick summing up in terms of the learnings that I've heard from some of y'all. I think what Varna indicated was that the product is the key to whatever you're doing moving forward. What's inside the bottle is critically important. For Ansh, it was all about the jazba, the passion behind the brand, yeah, which is also important to making this a success. We have a few questions which have come in from our for people who've been on this show, And the first question is from Ayush Yadav, which is for Kasturi, and he wants to know how is a gold rum different from a dark rum?
Well, that's a great question. A dark rum there are a few characteristics. So it can be aged longer. It can have additions of any kind of color or sweetener, which can be sugar or any other product any company uses, and also color. As a gold rum, our rum, Markazai Gold Tribute Edition, we have not added any colors. The color that you see in the bottle is exactly the color that has been matured in oak wood.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Kasturi, for that. I'm going to direct the next question to Ansh, and this is from Mishti. Ansh, Mishti would like to know where we see the Indian spirits industry in the next 10 years.
So, that's a great question and a wide question, but a fun one nonetheless. In 10 years, I think we'll have perhaps, at least a dozen brands in every segment, locally made, high quality, and the existing ones also available across the country. Where I do see a very interesting future for Indian craft brands is also around the world. Currently, if you go to a bar in London or in New York, you won't find many Indian craft spirits, but I think that's slowly changing with a few whiskey and gin producers who've done it already, and I think the next 10 years, when you go to any top bar around the world, you will see great Indian spirits.
Thank you. And Varna, this is a question for you, not from the panelists, but from me. You mentioned, and again, since we're on the Delhi Food Walks forum, you mentioned about your Secrets of Goa, where you also pair culinary items with Rahasya. Any one such example you'd like to share with our audience? And in fact, we have one question from Raj Kamal for you, which is he wants to know if you're planning to explore and expand with other flavored additions of Rahasya.
First of all, with regards to what goes well with the product, one of the things that people are really loving Rahasya vodka with is a vodka pani puri. So pair it up with your street food, and instead of your regular mint, spike it up with a little bit of Rahasya as the drink mix, and it's just amazing. One of my favorites as well. It brings a smile on my face when I think of vodka and pani puri together. While that is one thing, with regards to Rahasya, it's more about the infusion that's in it. So a separate blended or infused version of Rahasya is not something that we look at from a large scale perspective. But we do play a lot with a lot of twists and turns with Rahasya as it is. For example, we use it with a lot of seasonal, fresh stuff. This summer we did raw mango infusions, and that was part of our offerings. Try it with a tamarind infusion; it completely changes what Rahasya can be. Try it with 9 different spices, and that makes it different. So Rahasya has something going with all of that. So we allow people, and especially now with the pandemic, it's great to just experiment with different infusions and hope it's
okay. Nice. Sandeep has a comment. He says, good to see charming young faces come to the industry and hopefully bring about a welcome change to the beverage industry. I have a question from Ayush, which I'll direct to Ansh. Ayush wants to know that does one require a particular type of drinking glass to optimally enjoy your products?
I love that question. So I'm very geeky myself about glasses. Firstly, if you drink it with ice, soda, water, the answer would be it doesn't make that much of an impact. But if you're drinking it neat, it's best to have a glass, which is easy to smell. So, ideally a whiskey glass. I myself don't have one where I'm currently at, so I use a wine glass. So to drink neat, I'd say just a glass which has a shape that allows smell to come. But if you're not drinking neat, it's flexible.
Thank you, Ansh. And I think that was the last of our questions. I'd like to sign off by thanking all our panelists today, Varna, Ansh and Kasturi. Wish you all the success for your brands and your products. And I'd also like to thank everybody who's joined us today in this discussion, and most of all, Rohan and Anubhav of Delhi Food Walks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, everyone. And signing off here from the Delhi Food Walks discussion. Bye.
Thank you.
Stay safe out there. Thanks. Bye.